Black background, fade in of the word loved ones in pink. An artist kneels on a busy San Francisco sidewalk. In front of them, the sidewalk is covered in many brightly colored chalk hearts, within which are written the names of people. The artist looks at the list and looks back at the names, matching them. Their black pants are held up by a studded belt and are covered in chalk dust. Their t-shirt reads, "Justice for Alex Nieto." Tattooed arms reach for the new color from the box of chalk. A spotted dark brown dog sleeps on the sidewalk behind them. The artist stands, talks to the camera.
My name's Lisa Ganser, and this is my dog, Dandelion, and we chalk sidewalks for social justice. Today we chalked the names of disabled loved ones who were lost to police violence. Some of these people died in custody.
Dandelion tugs the leash.
Some were in their own home, and they were in a mental health crisis, and someone in their family called for help. Instead of getting help, they got killed by police.
Lisa looks at their art.
I've been 5150. That's a police slang for folks who are in a mental health crisis, and the cops go and get them and usually bring them to the hospital or bring them to jail. I've survived those situations, and so my work is kind of focused on people who didn't survive those situations.
The term schizophrenic is written in fuchsia. Bare fingers rub the words, blending powder into concrete. The artist blows the chalk residue away with their breath. The word reads clean and clear.
70% of the people who are killed by police are disabled, and it's not talked about in the anti-police brutality movement.
Dandelion plays fetch with a rag, then sits on an orange mat. Lisa kneels over a name they write in yellow.
Derek Gaines, he's a black teenager that was killed in South San Francisco. He had a physical disability, he had a couple of disabilities. And actually the cop that killed him, I can't remember his name, but he is a cop still.
Loved one is written in a pink heart next to an orange heart that says disabled, near a golden heart with Derek Gaines' name. Rosa Sakina's heart is lavender, black, and baby blue.
Rosa Sakina was run over. She's an elder, and she was just outside of the home where she lived, and was walking, and a cop backed up and ran her over in an SUV. And that particular woman cop has been in trouble more than once for reckless driving.
Lisa writes a new name on the sidewalk. Then they are standing, speaking to the camera.
I also write words of identities of people with disabilities, like bipolar, CP, trans, PTSD, neurodiverse, depressed, amputee, wheelchair users, disabled. I write the word disappeared because that's a thing too. People disappear, especially houseless folks.
Each word and name is encircled by a heart in a different color. The name Errol Shaw is in light peach.
Like Errol Shaw in Detroit in 2009, 39 years old, black, deaf, killed by police. John T. Williams also deaf and had mental illness, Native American, Seattle. He was an artist.
Lisa and Dandelion stand and look over the names. Huge yellow letters read below the hearts. Disabled loved ones lost to police violence. A pink heart reads Yanira Serrano Garcia.
I've met Yanira's brother, his name's Tony, and he's the one who called the police for help the day that Yanira was in a mental health crisis and needed help. He wanted medical help. He was on the phone with 911 and told them she had taken her medication and was doing a lot better and was calmer. And a sheriff showed up and within a very short time shot her and killed her. She was 18 years old. Every time I chalk her name, I use pink chalk because Tony told me that pink's her favorite color. I've also connected online with family and friends of Robert Ethan Saylor. His disability is Down syndrome, and he went to the movies with his caregiver. Ethan, that's what his family calls him, he was 26 years old. And in January 2013, when he was at that movie theater, he really wanted to just stay and watch that movie again. It was 0 Dark 30, like he wanted to watch the movie again. He was going to stay. And because of that, he ended up getting killed by police. Because he's disabled and because he wouldn't leave the theater. And I'm sending so much love to his family and friends.
Lisa looks at the hearts, then back at the camera.
It's hard. It's like these are really tragic stories. I did not meet any of these people. Like, I've gotten to know a number of them after their death. That's a strange thing, to become friends with someone after they die, or to become friends with someone who lost their loved one after they died. To be paying attention is important, and to be listening is important, and to be sharing stories is important. People cannot share their own stories after they're gone.
Dandelion walks over a chalk heart.
Asa B. Sullivan. I'm friends with his mom, Kat Espinosa. And I went to his wrongful death trial. I sat in on a number of the days of that. They ruled it suicide by cop. He did not want to die that day. He did not want to die. I don't believe that. His mom doesn't believe that. His brother doesn't believe that. There should not be a thing called suicide by cop. That should not be a thing. A lot of the names that I chalked here today are people with disabilities who are black, who are indigenous. Kayla Moore was a super fat black trans woman who lived in Berkeley. She spent some time houseless. She was schizophrenic. The police were called to help because she was in a mental health crisis in her own home, and then the police tried to blame obesity on her death when 5 police officers piled on top of her. It's weird telling the stories like this. This is fucking tragic and horrific. And obesity did not kill Kayla Moore, the Berkeley police did. I assembled this list last night and I was looking at each person. There's a lot of fucking people, and one person that dies is greatly missed and loved.
Dandelion walks to Lisa and gets petted on the head. Several dozen colorful chalk hearts cover the sidewalk. There are too many and cover too much space for the camera to capture them at once.
Sometimes it's really dehumanizing, even as activists, talking about these people. They're people, but I want to bring love for that person. I feel like I'm drawing on the strengths and the humor of these ancestors, and some of them are really young, right? Jeremy's 6 years old, Rosa's 101, they're right next to each other. I feel like they're together somewhere, you know? And Derek Gaines, 15 years old. There's a handful of deaf folks here. I figure that, they're together. And we see people walking by, and some people look at it, some people just keep walking. Some people stop and are really feeling it. Take pictures.
A young man with a mohawk and thick glasses stops his bike to take pictures of Lisa's artwork. He shakes their hand and gives them a card.
Only a mother knows what it's like to lose their child in this way. Only a brother knows what it's like to lose a sister to police violence. I didn't personally know any of these people, but I feel like as a community we can collectively hold these experiences.
Dandelion licks Lisa's face.
Body cameras and CIT training are things that I see activists fighting for. I will support those things. They're not solutions to me. They can not release the footage. For one thing, that's what happens. They don't release the footage. Another thing is they'll say that their body camera malfunctioned. And so you asked me about what is the answer? Well, I'm an abolitionist, so I don't think there should be police. What's a solution? Doing anything I can do to be more accessible to more people as a human being. Seriously, slowing down, breathing, not honking my horn when I'm in traffic. Taking the time to not wear scented things. Smashing ableism, anti-racist work, and all of that shit is done at home. When I chalk here though, what happens is the power washers come out here. Within a day this will be gone. But like I said, we all do our little part, and we aren't on the planet for very long.
Lisa continues chalking a message at the bottom of the piece. They show their fingertips, which are raw from rubbing the words into the sidewalk. Then they stand and face the camera.
So, these are disabled loved ones lost to police violence. Darnell Benson.
Blue heart.
Rosa Sakina.
Hot pink heart.
Derek Gaines.
Yellow.
Tanisha Anderson.
Peach.
Sarah Lee Circlebear.
Blue heart.
Jeremy Mardis.
Many colors.
Errol Shaw.
Yellow.
Paul Castaway.
Mint green.
Idris Stelly.
Blue.
Matthew Hoffman.
Red.
Errol Chang.
Orange.
Jeremy Jerry McDowell.
Lavender.
Natasha McKenna.
Pink.
Philip Quinn.
Mint green.
Michael Robinson.
Yellow.
Kayla Moore.
Pink.
Robert Ethan Saylor.
Periwinkle.
John T. Williams.
Light yellow.
Asa B. Sullivan.
Peach.
Roger Anthony.
Green.
Cameron Boyd.
Peach.
And Yanira Serrano Garcia.
Pink.
I chucked the words loved one. That's for anyone who I didn't name here.
The final message reads, Disabled loved ones lost to police violence. You are loved and missed. We will not forget. Directed by AK Sampson, still photos by Lisa Ganser. Obscura TV.